And now, let's turn it over to Parker Wales with the meningitis case update.
Thanks, Chris. My name is Parker Wales, and I'm reporting to you live from Wildemar. We're here at the Wales home, where one of the Wales family members have come down with a strong case of meningitis. Meningitis is a disease involving swelling or irritation to your meninges. Your meninges are membranes that cover your spinal cord and brain. Let me introduce you to Elizabeth Wales. Elizabeth has viral meningitis, and after spending many days in the hospital, she is now home and resting. Elizabeth, how did you get meningitis?
Well, I thought in the beginning that I was just getting the flu or something, but then the symptoms of meningitis continued.
What are the symptoms of meningitis?
Main symptoms of meningitis are neck stiffness, back stiffness, eye pain when they're exposed to light, nausea or being sick to your stomach, throwing up or vomiting, and body aches.
Oh, okay. Elizabeth, do you know where you contracted meningitis?
Well, the doctors aren't 100% sure, but they are looking into my past flight that I took and seeing if any of the passengers on the plane had meningitis or have meningitis.
That's very interesting. Okay, thank you. Elizabeth, are there any other ways that the doctors have told you could catch meningitis?
Well, the doctors have been telling me and my family that to catch that meningitis is transmitted from one body to another through bodily fluids, meaning saliva, sneezing on other people, not washing your hands after using the bathroom, and kissing. This is why the doctors have always told me that it's extremely important to not only be vaccinated, but to always wash your hands.
Okay, that's very interesting. Elizabeth, is there just one meningitis germ?
No, there are many different germs. When a germ attacks your meninges, that's when you have meningitis. Exactly what happened to my body.
So, meningitis is disease of the meninges?
Yes, exactly.
Elizabeth, is there a cure?
There's no definite cure, but there are antibiotics for bacterial meningitis.
Elizabeth, can you tell me the difference between bacterial meningitis and viral meningitis?
Bacterial meningitis is when a bacteria is fighting your immune system. It can be treated with antibiotics. Viral meningitis is when a virus is attacking your immune system. Most viruses are immune to antibiotics, which make them harder to fight off. Bacterial meningitis is usually the more dangerous meningitis and can have severe consequences. Because meningitis attacks your brain and your spinal cords, it can affect your ability to move your limbs and use your brain.
Let's bring in Elizabeth's mom to talk about how the doctors discovered that she had meningitis. Mrs. Wales, can you tell us how you found out that Elizabeth had contracted meningitis?
Sure. She had been sick for a few days. We thought she had the flu. We took her to the hospital in the middle of the night because she had a severe headache and couldn't turn her head right or left. The doctors had to do what's called a spinal tap, which is fairly painful and slightly dangerous. They take a long, thin needle and they have to put it in between your two of your vertebrae in your back to pull out some spinal fluid. Once they've tested the spinal fluid, that's how they determine it was meningitis.
That sounds very painful. Is Elizabeth okay?
She's fine. The procedure is fine. It's the only way. Meningitis, the way they know whether you have it or not, is through the liquid, the fluid that's in your spinal column. So it's the only test they can do to determine without a doubt that it is meningitis.
I'd like to thank the Wales family for letting me have an interview with their daughter. Hope she gets better soon. Good luck, Elizabeth. Before I send it back to you, Chris, I'd like to recap some information for our viewers. Meningitis is a disease that involves swelling and irritation to your meninges. Your meninges is the membrane that covers your spinal cord and brain. Meningitis is contracted through bodily fluids, so always wash your hands with warm soapy water, and doctors recommend getting the vaccine. This is a picture of meningitis cell up close in a microscope. I hope everyone has a safe holiday weekend. Back to you, Chris.
Thanks for that great interview on meningitis, Parker. Now, back to your local weather with Thunder Clouds. Take it away, Thunder.